Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Just Because Wrestling. It's been a while. We've taken a bit of a hiatus post WrestleMania. Kind of life got in the way, college kind of got in the way. But we're back here to predict Money in the Bank.
Non-bank. The first post WrestleMania pay-per-view of 2019.
And how has post WrestleMania been for you, Billy? Because I have some words about that.
Oh my god, it's been an experience. I guess it's been frustrating.
A Viking experience.
A Viking experience. It's been frustrating. It's been stressful.
It feels like we're paying back. Like, I think WrestleMania itself was for the fans, and Vince was like, okay, I'll let you do all this at WrestleMania, but after WrestleMania, it's my show then. And it's like, and now we're just watching.
He's coming to collect his individual pound of flesh from every single person.
Yeah, like it's. My God, it's been awful.
This is the first time since like I've been kind of conscious of not enough to know like about the backstage ongoings and WWE and stuff, like, you know, that I've been genuinely worried about the company.
Like, it just seems absolutely chaotic. Like
it seems like the place in the world to work.
Like, there's no structure. It seems there's no, like, I think since WrestleMania, and I've touched on this before, it's kind of been like we're gonna live off the seat of our pants, like, and it was never kind of like that. It seems like there's no plan. Every week they're booking week to week, but there's no end game.
Like, I was looking at reports there that were coming in from Fightful, and they were saying that every single week, like, they have a structure of what they want to do on each Raw, on each SmackDown, and they have it prepared and they have it written out, and it's good to go come Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And every single week, without fail, Vince will change something on the show on the day because he wants to. Like,
but is he doing it out of spite, or is he doing it just to be a nuisance? Like
I think, like, what it seems to me, like, I'm not a psychologist, and I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I think I know people well enough that, like, to me, it seems like Vince is literally just flexing inside WWE, that he's literally just like showing off the fact that he is the boss and he can do whatever the hell he wants, and
he just likes to prove that he's a bigger dick than everyone. Like,
he is that guy, and like, okay, so it's right now in wrestling, it's an incredibly weird time because it's incredibly frustrating with the fact that WWE is producing content and stuff that we have no interest in seeing, and, you know, like, just trying to solve problems by creating more problems, essentially. And it's also an incredibly exciting time in wrestling with the upcoming launch of AEW.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in effect, because
we'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm just like, I can't, like, obviously, like we just said there, like, Vince is like likes to be that guy who likes, you know, big dick in the locker room, like. But
yeah,
I can't wait to see what he does with the kind of the apparent initial popularity of AEW. Like, off the bat, like, AEW is already an extremely popular company without even producing a show yet, and like will have a fairly solid fan base going into their TV deal in October. And I can't wait to see how Vince reacts to it, whether he reacts at all, but like, seeing, like, it is Vince, he's very easily provoked. So
yeah, you say that, but like, I just get the impression from Vince that he's at the stage where, like, you know, in like 20 years ago, let's say it was the Monday Night Wars, he was literally fighting for his life. Vince is at a stage where he's like, all right, I'm not going to be here in 20 years' time. or at least if I am, I'm not going to be running the company. So look,
Yeah,
I'm
Jack,
just gonna do whatever the fuck.
you are delusional if you think at
I
19
know.
you need
I, I just thought I just caught myself when I said it because I just saw there the other day that he wished his mother a happy 99th birthday.
Yeah, that's still baffling that his mother's alive.
Yeah, like 99 years old. But anyway,
No, it's just
like
I think it's interesting though because like if the rumors are to be believed, with SmackDown moving to Fox in October, apparently Fox want SmackDown at 3 million viewers a week or risk cancellation. And I'm and obviously
that's weird
that,
when you think about like the show hasn't even started on the network and they're already considering cancelling it.
well, yeah, I mean, and like they want them at 3 and they're at 1.8 the last time I checked.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's like and Vince's solution to the whole ratings problem was the wild card rule, which is the worst thing ever.
like it just. I know a lot of, and we're not the only people to say it. Like it just ruins the brand split. Like, what was the point of 3 weeks ago on Raw when we like had the superstar shakeup and all that? What was the point? Why? Like now, at least when people like 3 weeks ago, people had reason to tune in. Oh, we'll see what superstars are where. But next superstar shakeup, I'm not going to care about it because like it's like they're probably going to all go back to Raw anyway. Like,
Yeah, it's
I was like,
apparently the reason why is because both Fox and USA want like the big stars on both their shows.
yeah.
So that was why this has been implicated. Apparently, I mean this is obviously none of this will ever probably get confirmed. But
Yeah, it's just like
but even go like to kind of touch on the whole chaos of the WWE again. Like we had the brand split 2 weeks after WrestleMania, and then so week after WrestleMania, so like Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania, we had both Raw and SmackDown superstars on both shows. Then we had the Superstar Shake Up where they swapped brands or whatever. Then we had the week after that where people swapped brands again. Then we had the week after that where people swapped brands again due to backstage reasons. Then the wild card rule was implicated. Like it's actually
it's chaotic. Like
it's like Vince literally lives on a day-to-day basis, and the events of yesterday mean absolutely nothing in today's world. It's like Groundhog Day in a weird system.
Yeah.
He literally lives like from when he wakes up to when he goes to sleep, and everything that happens when he wakes up the next day is just null and void.
But like, what I genuinely think happens is like he goes out on Raw and announces, "Oh, we're going to have a superstar shakeup," and the writers in the back are going to be like, "What the fuck? No one told us." Like he just goes out there and he's like, he goes out there and he's like, "Oh, on the whim, we're going to have a superstar shakeup," not telling anyone. And then he goes to the back and he's like, "You have a week to figure this out." Like, that's the impression I get from it, you know?
Yeah, like and according to those reports again from Fightful, they have connections. This was reports coming from three people that they know who are writers in WWE, and they were saying like that they are actually coming up with like really good ideas that like and like they weren't just blowing their own horn, like they were saying like other writers are coming up with like really good ideas, and they're pitching them to Vince, and Vince is literally like, no, you should do it this way, and he writes it for himself.
Yeah.
And they said like he makes it clear all the time that he wants ideas from everyone. So like producers, writers, wrestlers, he wants them to come to him with pitches and ideas, and and they say like literally every time when they say something, he goes, "I'll think about it," and by the next day he's after forgetting what even happened. So like it's like I understand that he's like an incredibly busy man as well, like, but that I mean, you can't write it doesn't help that the WWE is still a super successful company, and that like I think if it was 20 years ago, like if it was the same circumstances now that it was 20 years ago, it would be a different story. We'd be getting like riveting TV. But like, can you
Yeah,
imagine? Could you imagine like Vince's attitude 20 years ago with today's roster?
yeah,
Bar, bar like the underlying sexism and racism and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. But yeah, like it's just I don't know. I think there's over reliance on he has over reliance on certain superstars. Like we don't need like people crossing over brands, in my opinion. Look at the roster. There's people like
That's the
Luke
same.
Harper who they're not even writing for now. A really talented guy. You've people like Bray Wyatt who's doing vignettes. He's not even on TV. Obviously,
I
they're
don't.
bringing him. I know they're bringing him back as a character, but like these are just examples. Like you've plenty of people, and like you brought up so many people from NXT that are just sitting backstage and doing fuck all like
That's
EC3.
the, that's the
Like
issue now. You know that like the roster is so huge now
so
that
why don't you create stars instead of
exactly.
like fucking relying on Roman? And it's something that's been with Vince now since Cena, really, like that he just over relies on the one person, and we saw it with like the part-time superstars. With Brock, he over relied on Brock for a while. Like bringing back part-time superstars for ages was a thing. Like he still relies on Triple H, relied on Undertaker for like fucking 6, 7, 8 WrestleManias, where he was just coming in to wrestle WrestleMania. Like it's like he just relies on stars, old stars who aren't going to be around in 10 years' time, and he has hundreds of superstars who could be stars, and they're doing nothing.
But yeah, and I think that goes back to the whole like thing of him literally living. He lives on a day-to-day basis where he's like, okay, whose name do they know today? It's Goldberg. Let's bring Goldberg back and give him a world title run. Like I mean, it's
He's trying to work within a like he's trying to I get what he's doing. He's trying to boost ratings and bring back to people who he lost with nostalgia acts. But like, why don't you like if the Attitude Era is like such a good example, and I hate harping on about it, but like it is a good example when you look at like he lost all his big names, so he just had to go and create more, and look who came from it, like Austin, Rock, Triple H, like so many talent that they still rely on to this day came from that era. So like, why don't you just go build like 10 or 15 guys, like instead um instead of relying on like 10 or 15 guys, and it's or instead of relying just on the one or two guys that he does to this day.
yeah. I mean, and it's so like he probably has the biggest roster now that he's ever had, like in the entirety of the company.
Definitely the most talented roster he's ever had.
All big time, yeah. But like it literally makes so much sense to have an allotted roster on SmackDown and a lot of roster on Raw, and let them be stars on those particular shows. If Fox aren't happy or if USA aren't happy, then build up stars that they will be happy with.
Yeah.
That I mean, and you can root the problem towards them as well, that they want the big stars, but like let us create the big stars for you. Like when you pilot a TV show, like no one knows who the big star is going to be or if we're going to root for them, or we don't know which characters we're going to like. So let's watch the TV show until we develop relationships with these characters, and we decide for ourselves as fans which ones we like and which ones we don't. And then the ones we don't like and the ones we do like, you can write and push and shove them in the ways that like we want them to. Like they've literally come out and said that we are the authority now, quote unquote, and like that we make the decisions now. So like gauge our reactions and what we like, who we dislike, And I mean, and wrestling's weird because the guys we dislike is a good thing as well, because the people we're not meant to like are bad guys, you know. So, but like treat them accordingly as good bad guys by giving them good bad guy things to do, rather than, you know what I mean? Like when you look on TV shows, the evil characters always do evil things that make you feel unsettled, but you know you're meant to feel that way, so that makes it better. So like, and it's not even down to it's not even down to a PG rating, because you can get away with so much with a PG rating now. It's ridiculous. I mean,
but they've done it before. Like, they've created riveting TV under the PG regime, so you can't use that as an excuse. Like,
no, you can't. You genuinely can't.
And I think a lot of people.
Excuse.
I think a lot of people, and I guarantee you, some of them are working in that company, are using that as their excuse. Oh, we're restricted. We're with the networks and stuff like that. But like plenty of good storylines came from within the last 10, 15 years. But like, that was one thing I was thinking about, like, when was the last good long-term storyline where you were like, and it, like, not even a feud, a story. When was the last time they told a proper good story that didn't feel like it was, that they actually wrote? You could argue Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston fell naturally on their lap. Same with Daniel Bryan.
I wouldn't say Kofi. That was a happy accident.
But what I'm saying is, like, when was the last time you saw a storyline where, you know, they started with an idea, they went with it, and they paid it off good? When was the last time there was a structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end, where instead of, like, it just feels like they're riding television week to week, no end game, and they're like, we'll figure it out as we go on, instead of having a structure.
I want to say the last time they did it was Owens and Jericho, like, started at SummerSlam and ran to WrestleMania. But like, even. But I'm not. I say with full confidence that was the plan. But
even when you think of that, right? Like, Jericho's gone on record and saying that he had to fight for that Festival of Friendship, that ending, because they wanted to do it a different way or something like that. And he had this idea. They couldn't see that what was going on. Like, I get that obviously they were going to face each other at Mania. It was still going to go that way, but there were still problems there, you know.
Oh, but they still bottled it, because, like, it should have been for the Universal Championship.
Oh yeah,
and they didn't. And even when you see that documentary where Kevin Owens goes backstage and talks to Vince and Gorilla, and Vince, and he was like, "Are you happy with that?" Like, and Vince was like, "No." Like, what more did he want? Like, what did he want?
It was a pretty good match. Like, Jericho said that, like, I actually, funny enough, watched an interview with Jericho about this, like, a couple of weeks back. But he was saying that, like, Vince told Kevin Owens that it was the worst match in WrestleMania history. And, like Jericho was like, there's been a lot of awful wrestling. Like, Vince wrestled Bret Hart at WrestleMania 27.
You literally had a battle royal, a women's battle royal, where a man won.
You had Giant Gonzalez and Undertaker.
Like, shut up, Vince. Like, sometimes I'm convinced that Vince actually, like, doesn't like wrestling.
But it's stuff like that. I don't know. Like it's so hard to see. Like, you think of NXT TakeOver, the last one, the ending, like Gargano and Adam Cole in that match. It's hard to believe that it's within the same company, you know.
But it just goes to show, like, I genuinely, my heart goes out to Triple H.
Oh, I feel so sorry for that man.
He, again, according to these Fightful reports, like, they're citing him as the most frustrated man in the company, and like, I can imagine, like, what a tough position he's in, because, like, he obviously loves the business and stuff, and he got into the business because he loves it, and he obviously has, like, this like such a fantastic mind for it, which is evident through NXT.
Yeah.
But the fact, due to his working relationship with Vince and his personal relationship with Vince, like it's I can imagine that it can be quite frustrating. But
It's funny. It'd be funny if he signed for AEW. Imagine if he just up tools and fucked off.
like I saw that, like if you saw that picture, that someone did a Photoshop Triple H's face onto Shane's body when that segment on Raw where it was revealed.
I now own AEW.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was the funniest thing. But like, it's just like there's no indication of Vince slowing down or stopping or moving aside or,
do you reckon like Triple H and Stephanie just go to bed and he's like, we'll just have a word with your dad. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore. He's senile.
I think they just go to bed and cry. I think they and even
he just watches old revival matches on NXT and cries himself to sleep.
Has every takeover like on loop. Like he has them all queued on the network and just like presses play and weeps himself to sleep.
Yeah, like it's just
I'm worried in the sense that like things are going to get so bad that it's going to be just a new level. But I'm also kind of hopeful that by destroying it, we can rebuild it as something better.
Yeah.
And
like
I pray that's what happens.
Name one riveting thing happening on WWE television right now.
Bray Wyatt has me hooked.
Yeah, it does.
Well, the payoff needs to be good. There needs to be,
and it worries me.
Okay,
I just have a funny feeling that like Bray is going to come out. He's going to look like a monster, wearing whatever he's wearing, that fucking mask or whatever, looking like it could end up being like Kane in '97 when he first came down, like that fucking fear, and then Michael Cole. Which it's nothing against Michael Cole because he's probably instructed to do so, but Michael Cole will be like, Bray's gone wacky, or like just ruin it, like he did whenever he was with Matt Hardy. He was just like, oh, Matt's a nut job, and all this. Like, instead of going with it, like it's going to like I fear that the commentators aren't going to sell Wyatt as a threat. They're just going to go Bray Wyatt.
I think that Bray will make his physical presence felt either this Sunday at Money in the Bank or the Raw after. I think they have to have, like they've done, the vignettes are fine. I don't mind them doing the 4 weeks of vignettes and just building them up, and eventually, they revealed him as like this new demonic figure. Like, but I think either Sunday at the pay-per-view or following night on Raw, have him make his like physical presence felt, and have it as an impact. Like, do not announce it. Number one. Number two, do not just have him come out and wrestle a fucking like a jobber. Have him go after one of the top 3 guys, Roman, Seth, someone, and have it be the main event. Have it end Raw with him standing over it and it being like, oh my God, Raw is going to go into turmoil. Make us tune in next week. Like, I saw on like, have you seen him on Twitter?
I've seen bits of it.
Like he's doing this thing on Twitter where he's still being like really nice, but like being kind of subtle, kind of passive aggressive in a way. Like he's saying things like, maybe someone should teach them a lesson and all this kind of stuff. Like, and
yeah.
And one guy that he called, I don't know how many guys he called out, like, like as in like name dropped and all this kind of stuff. But one guy that was mentioned that I really want to see now that it's been said is Samoa Joe. He called out, in a way, he kind of called out Samoa Joe on Twitter. And I would love if he showed up on Raw or like after the match at Money in the Bank and literally like decimated Samoa Joe, like made Samoa Joe look like an ordinary human.
But Joe's a heel, is he?
Yeah, but that's the thing about Bray Wyatt's character at the moment is it seems like it's like this unambiguous, like goes after whoever the voices tell him to go after, like.
Yeah,
And
it's just heel versus heel, and I get that, like, Bray Wyatt's character, it's like kind of a tweener, but like, I think for now it would have been okay to do that like a couple of months back, but for now, just for structure, we need babyface and heel storylines. We can't have any shades of grey at the moment because ratings are so low. We need an establishment, like, you know. We need some like fucking order to it, you know.
Yeah, I saw as well on
Twitter. I don't want him to, and it's no disrespect to anyone, but I don't want him to come out and beat up Rey Mysterio because Rey Mysterio gets beaten up every week. Like, I want him to come out and make a fucking impact. Like, I want him to come out and like attack Seth, attack someone, attack Braun, something, you know? Give me something that makes me feel, oh shit, like I need to tune in next week because Raw, the landscape of Raw or SmackDown has changed. And it hasn't felt like that for any Raw in a very, very long time.
Like, his character is something that, like, I mean, okay, since Bray Wyatt came back, since the very first, like, Firefly Funhouse vignette where it was revealed that it was, in fact, Bray Wyatt. Yeah. Like, I have been so enamored and, like, captivated by it that I'm like, okay, this, like, let's see where they go with this because this is something unique. It's something original. It's something they've never done before. Let's see where they take it. And each week, it's, in fact, like, despite my worries, it has gotten progressively better, progressively sinister. And, like, and last week, when it was revealed that, like, oh, my secret is this, and he comes out as this monster, I'm like, okay, now this could be lightning in a bottle for them. This could be something that no other company could have. And
I agree with you, but I'm just, there's a big difference from just airing vignettes because you can spend months on vignettes and get them right, but live TV is a totally different concept, and I fully trust Bray Wyatt to execute the character very well. But number one, it's the writing he's going to be given is going to be not his. I hope it's going to be more his, but I'm not confident that it will be. And number two, how will the commentators react to him? That's the key to this, because I want them to be genuinely terrified or like scared, like fucking like, or have him at least pose him as a threat. I don't want them to like try and act like they're smarter than all of this. You know, like I think the commentary has been like that the last couple of months, where they're trying to be like, oh, we're above and beyond this. We're broadcasters. Like show me emotion, show me something, you know? Yeah. Don't be like Michael Cole, and I say it, but I know it's probably not him. It's what he's asked to do, but like he is the key to getting over a character, and he's had a couple of occasions now where he's broken big characters, like that Broken Matt character. He was like, oh, it's ridiculous. What you're going to see is preposterous. All this, like, that ruins the character. And with Broken Matt, like, when he first came into WWE, like, it was pretty big because he was huge outside the indies. And now, look, like, the characters after fading away. And it's just stuff like that. I just hope that the commentators take him seriously. And I just...
Yeah. And like, like you said, it's not a knock on Michael Cole because, like, when he's cut loose, and when he's cut loose and when he's given the opportunity to be himself, he's actually outstanding. Like, and like the prime example is the very first UK tournament.
Yeah, he was very good at that. But again, like, it's not a criticism on Michael Cole. It's more of a criticism to Vince. And that's
But
what we're dealing with here, like, you
oh,
know.
I know, but like even that tournament, like going back on your point, like you could argue that tournament made Pete Dunne the star that he is today,
Yeah.
and like a lot of that was down to Michael Cole putting over the fact that like Pete Dunne was this unstoppable force, this juggernaut just going through all the UK guys, and then Tyler Bate, this 19-year-old underdog, came up and beat the odds, and it just made it so
Yeah.
much more of it, so much more interesting.
And he played a huge part in telling that story.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, because he is the narrator of all these stories. Like,
yeah, it's and like that's why people love JR so much, is because he's never been like, oh, this is a joke, this is ridiculous. He's never seemed above and beyond. He seems like he actually is. He's a character within this show, whereas the commentators look like people who are just analyzing the show, you know. They don't. Morrow is another one. Morrow is a fucking brilliant example, but again, Morrow couldn't had to leave SmackDown because of Vince. So like, you know, and other reasons, but Vince was one of them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's obviously a very tumultuous time in WWE, and we will be talking about it as the weeks unfold and as things, you know, become more and more apparent. I think this year is going to be a very telling year for them. I think it's going to be a very strong indication of what's going to happen next year, like as in what they're going to have to do, given what's on the horizon.
Yeah. No, like it's not like the company's gonna run a good business. Like, we're beyond that Monday Night Wars phase, like where it's like fucking give or take, like whoever, like we can only have one company on this land. I think we could live with two companies, and it's like it's not like the company's in danger, but
no, that's the point that's being hit home. Like there is like it's alternatives that, you know, they're not. It's not this or that. It's, you know, this, you know, it's this and that rather than
and
this.
and that's good for wrestlers. That's good for, and WWE will improve because they will have no choice, because they won't be able to micromanage their wrestlers like they used and like they probably still do, because you see with AEW this week saying that, oh, wrestlers are going to have freedom, they're going to have their control of their creative, and not their creative but their characters and all that. Like, if I'm a wrestler in WWE right now, that's sounding pretty good to me, you know, like. So
it's gonna be very interesting though, like, because I can imagine with such a massive roster that not everyone, that there will be some people intrigued by the pastures of AEW, and like it's going to be interesting that if the more and more people who ask for their eventual release, like, will it be the case of Luke Harper and Neville, where they're like told, no, go sit at home and wait until we tell you otherwise, and like, or will it be the case of, look, you don't want to work here, that's fine, go work somewhere else, we'll find someone else.
It's strange how they alternate depending, isn't it? Like, it's strange how they like for instance, Dean Ambrose like got a big farewell, and then someone like Luke Harper is just sent home.
Joe's even more bizarre about the whole Dean Ambrose thing.
Yeah,
is WWE still follow all of his social media accounts?
Yeah, it's a strange one.
Like they follow the John Moxley account.
It's strange, but I don't know. WWE social media is strange, and it's getting stranger. Like, do you remember like a few months back, they wished Cody Rhodes a happy birthday on Instagram, like stuff like that. Like, it's so strange. Like, or they keep posting stuff about the revival, like being like, oh, it's up to them, but these guys could be getting a lot of humiliations in the next couple of weeks, like stuff like that, like just blatant threats.
We're gonna bully them, basically.
Yeah, like, it's just, like that's one thing that is kind of really grinded my gears with Raw is that like I tweeted this a couple of weeks back that like I feel like Raw's target market at the moment is Vince McMahon. Like he's the only one that's enjoying Raw.
He is
Like
the only one who's enjoying
like
Raw. He is.
that
That's
that
because he is target.
that segment there a couple of weeks back with the Usos and the revival and like the ass cream or whatever. Like
Dixie Hut.
yeah, like you have to like Vince was the only person who found that funny. Surely.
It made me physically angry.
Imagine it made you angry. Imagine how Triple H is feeling.
You take two of the best, if not the two best tag teams in the world, and you do that with them.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you?
But he was pissing himself laughing backstage. Like, he was.
It's literally like, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, in more news, EC3 lost to EC3 lost to Titus O'Neil on main event this week.
He's another guy. So sorry for like poor EC3.
Like when he signed, I was like, he is going to be a star. Like Vince is going to love him, and for some reason, Vince just doesn't like him.
Yeah, I don't know why. Is it because that his old gimmick in TNA was that he was like the boss's nephew and that like.
Does he think it's real? Does he think he's actually related to Dixie Carter?
He genuinely could. But
I'll show you, Dixie.
And I have him now, Dixie. I have both of you.
It was me, Dixie.
I think the other news story that's worth talking about is obviously AEW announcing that they were going to be on TNT.
Well, we go from like some of the worst news in the industry from the last fucking couple of years to the best news for the industry for the last couple. Like we went from one extreme to the other this week.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's such a weird time in wrestling right now.
Yeah, it's so strange. But yeah, they announced their television deal for TNT, which is huge. Like
that's not. Yeah,
like I know it's been rumored for quite some time now that it was TNT, and Ted Turner is getting back into the wrestling business, but like it's huge that we have someone on a major network like that again.
And announced that they were going to be on ITV in the UK.
ITV in the UK. I actually kind of got that wrong. It's the Double or Nothing is being shown on ITV box office. There's actually nothing to say that they're actually the show is going to be on ITV.
Oh, so it's what probably is going to happen is probably the pay-per-views are going to be on ITV box office, and then
like it was announced today that WWE is moving to BT Sport, which is the second. Well, it's becoming probably the biggest sports channel on in Europe. It's probably surpassing Sky now with the amount of content they have in it. But like, you look at, there's a huge opportunity for AEW on Sky now.
Yeah, and like, I don't know when it's ending because I know it's just WWE when the contract is up with Sky that they're just not renewing it.
Yeah,
and I would love. Wouldn't it be the funniest thing ever if Sky officials turned around and was like, "No, you can't have your release. You have to sit at home."
We're not going to air your shows.
Yeah, you just have to. Yeah, we're just not going to show your shows when you still work here.
But yeah, that's a huge opportunity. Like,
it's a massive platform. It would be. I think Cody and the Bucks are intelligent enough to already be thinking about it and discussing it. So
it's the most famous sporting channels in the world. Well, in Europe anyway. Like you have multi-channels. You have just a dedicated news channel for it. Like there's a huge opportunity there.
Oh, of course, yeah, big time. I mean, and like if they went on to Sky, it would be such a game changer. Like
Yeah,
it would that more so than being on TNT. I think that would solidify them as like a, a massive threat. You know, not well,
yeah.
not that's not the word I want to use, but like as in a massive player in the wrestling industry. You know.
Now you also could say, like, I think for money wise, Sky would be huge for them, but I think for exposure, ITV could be huge for them because I like not everyone has Sky, but everyone has ITV. ITV is a free channel in England, and it's more so free here too. Like that'd be like that'd be like fucking AW going on RT in Ireland. Like like it's everyone would have it. Like
But I was thinking, because I remember seeing people like people from England reporting on the whole ITV thing and being like, literally, it is like back in the day, like back when TVs first became a thing, like it was like Channel One, Channel Two, and like ITV was like the third channel. You know, it was
yeah,
like
like
it was BBC One, BBC Two, and then ITV was the third one.
like that that goes into must be 25 million homes
I couldn't.
in.
You know what?
I couldn't
I'll
like
Google it. I'll Google it. I've the laptop in front of me.
like it's you'd have to imagine that it's a pretty high number. Um, like fuck, like it's huge, and then like you could even do a cross deal because I know with ITV and Sky I don't think they work together with it, but I know like the darts, the majority of their competitions are on Sky, but some of them are on ITV as well. Same organization, the
Yeah,
PDC, but like it's just like that could be a possibility where like maybe fucking ITV gets four not pay per views but four like glorified house shows each year just for exposure, and then like Sky get all the pay per views and the weekly TV.
yeah, I get you. I
Like
can't see. Well, they reach like I think they're free to every single TV in England, Wales, and Scotland
yeah,
because
like
like
it's huge.
yeah. So I think it's the same like with Ireland where you have RT1 and RT2 and TV3
Yeah,
and TV3 and TG4. It's the same in England, Scotland, and Wales that they have BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, and Channel 4.
yeah.
So like it's huge. It's massive. It's reaching a massive audience.
Could you
Essentially,
imagine? Could you imagine if like if they signed a deal like to Ireland like with TG Car, just the commentary in Gaelic.
it's not it's not out of the question. Like the UFC had a deal going with Virgin Media,
Yeah, yeah.
and like that was
Just
the
have Mihal or Murhertig just commentate on the
Martin
match.
Morrissey.
Oh, that'd be fun. Just a
That'd be-
Sunday game.
I'd pay money to see that.
um,
That's worth the €60 box office fee.
um, but yeah, it's huge for the business.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it to actually start and get going like on a week-to-week basis.
What do you think the name will be? Because they did trademark Tuesday Night Dynamite, but
I
that name
think
sucks. So like, I really hope that was like a red herring.
no, I think that's going to be it.
That name sucks.
Look, I mean, yeah, look, like every single one of the rumors that's come out of AEW has come true. Like when it was rumored that All Elite Wrestling had been trademarked and AEW was going to happen and Double or Nothing all happened. Like the Chris Jericho and Jim Ross signing with the company both
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
The Turner thing happened. Like all these things that have been reported like months in advance have all come true. And like I'm fairly confident that the Tuesday Night Dynamite thing is going to be the name. I know it's not the best name, but
It's
like
very WCW.
It is, yeah. It's literally like it's Monday Night Nitro's second cousin, Tuesday Night Dynamite. Like,
Yeah, it feels like it came from the suggestions for what was your Thunder. You know, they
yeah.
were like, come up with a name. Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Look, again, like it could be a working title. It might change. Again, nothing's confirmed until they announce it. But I'd be very confident with it being Tuesday Night Dynamite, especially the whole with SmackDown moving to Fridays. Like there is an open slot there on Tuesdays,
Yeah.
and like they would be fools not to broadcast their first show on the week they move to Fox, because people are going to, like, people who might know will tune in on Tuesday night expecting to see SmackDown and will see AEW.
But like, it's not the same channel.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying like when they're looking, where's SmackDown gone, and they'll look like, I mean, it's obviously not that clear cut, like, but like,
Yeah, but no, I understand what you're saying. Like, there's probably a market for it out there on a Tuesday night, like, so. Yeah, it's.
do you hear
It'd
do
be
you hear what
interesting.
do you hear what they would be planning on doing? Apparently, for when SmackDown moves to Fridays, they're going to, because of the imminent threat of AEW being on Tuesdays, they're going to air like a panel show on Tuesdays. And I was like, watch some high quality action involving some of the best wrestlers in the world,
Or
or
watch Booker
Pat
T.
McAfee talk about wrestling.
Watch Booker T ramble on for 20 minutes.
Because that's what they said. They said it's not going to be a wrestling show. It's going to be like a talking smack kind of thing, which could be fine, but it's not going to compare to like actual wrestling.
Is it going to be kind of like UFC Tonight that used to be on Fox?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough, but like, you know.
No, I mean, yeah, fair enough, but like, you know,
why not have it on the Wednesday? Like, nobody is going to watch that over AEW. Like,
exactly.
Any respectable wrestling fan.
Like AEW and AEW themselves, the company released a mission statement like about the deal and stuff, and like what the show is going to bring to TV, and it sounds like obviously they're going to sell themselves the best they can and like make themselves incredibly watchable, but it does sound really good. Like they're saying they're going to bring in statistics. They're going to bring in like wins and losses will count towards people running for the title. Like people with more losses than wins will not be going for the title.
Yeah.
They also announced like, they didn't say rankings, but it was kind of hinted at, like,
there's going to be a structure to it. Like,
there is. It's going to feel a lot more sports than entertainment.
Yeah. I would be fully down for that. I think with wins and losses, I think it's interesting because,
well, you can build stories off that straight away. Like that.
You can, and it makes me think that the wrestlers won't be wrestling each week, like the same wrestlers, you know, because like the fucking win-loss record could get very high there in 2 or 3 years' time if they're fucking.
No, but apparently, I think what they were saying is each year that the win-loss thing is going to
go away and restart.
Like whenever, like, say whatever their year starts, whether it's like with All In or with whatever, like that. After that, then it'll be like fresh start, you know, and we reset the clock, you know.
Yeah, I wonder. It'll be interesting, actually. I wonder. Will they have an off season?
Yeah,
that's been a pretty big thing about like a pretty big topic when it comes to wrestling, like having an off season. I wonder, would that be considered?
Well, I think like I'm not sure how their contracts work in regards to working other promotions, but like they won't be doing live shows straight away, so they're not going to be like on the road constantly.
Yeah.
They're going to have TV like once a week. They're going to have the pay-per-views, and like I mean, I think for the meanwhile they'll probably be okay with like they probably won't have an off season for the time being. But as time goes on and as the company hopefully progresses and gets bigger, like who knows then? But like I can't see them personally having an off season right away.
Yeah.
Like they might do. I think they might do like 2 weeks at Christmas or something like that. Like, but
Yeah, fuck it. Like, come on.
like they constantly do it. They constantly mock them to be over it on BT
BT, yeah.
when they're
Like,
saying like you're gonna have to stay home at Christmas.
that. When I think about it more, like that Christmas show is the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, why couldn't they just air a best of Raw show or something? Like fucking do highlights of the year or something. Like, fuck that. Like, why do they have to go work your Christmas?
Well, I mean, like what doesn't make sense? Like what doesn't make sense even more is that
Who the fuck's gonna watch Christmas Day? Like,
no, but like what doesn't make sense is NXT, which is taped, had a highlight show that week.
yeah, they didn't even bother to do an actual show, and it wasn't taped at Christmas.
It was taped like 4 weeks beforehand.
Oh.
We get on with the card and predict it.
Yeah, there's one thing I just want to touch on before we do, because we've a lot to talk about. But Saudi Arabia is happening again.
Yeah, it sure is.
With the main event being Undertaker and Goldberg.
Yeah,
like I don't know how the metric system works over there, but like, are they only getting are they only airing the Monday Night Wars over there right now?
If they are, then they're in for really a massive disappointment. Like, I don't know how this match is going to go down. Like,
yeah, God damn it, yeah.
Because like, if you do what makes sense and have it go like 30 seconds, then like you have it's Goldberg squashing the Undertaker or vice versa, and it just doesn't feel right. But if you have it go 10 minutes, you feel like you're watching someone die.
Yeah. Yeah, because like Goldberg can do the high impact stuff still.
He can burst. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Brock match is probably one of the best matches of his career, the WrestleMania match, and that was when he was in his 50s, like.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think the Undertaker can handle something like that.
But I don't want to see the Undertaker get speared by Goldberg or get jackhammered
through the barricade.
Like, I'm genuinely terrified for this match. Like, because I'm like, if it's going to go a distance, then max 10 minutes, like nothing more than 10 minutes. And I'm just hoping that the two of them get two massive elaborate entrances. And that takes up the majority of the time. And like literally like have Goldberg do his backstage thing from like the airport, like have him like in the taxi, like in full gear.
Yeah.
And then like in
start in America, boring flight.
Checks his watch every so often.
You just see him in baggage claim.
You just see him like gently like unfurl his glove and just checks his watch that's nestling underneath the glove, and then puts it back.
But
Undertaker as well. I mean, like Undertaker is literally, he looks like a man that is deteriorating, and I don't want to see him take any more massive bumps.
Yeah.
And well, yeah. So that match got announced for it. Triple H versus Randy Orton got announced for it.
Did it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Triple H versus Randy Orton got announced for it, and a 50-man battle royal got announced for it.
Oh my god!
And I saw a leak.
What's the official name of the pay-per-view? Do you know?
Super Showdown.
Oh, it's a Super Showdown again.
Yeah.
But
It
like,
was
the one, the
working
one in
title.
Australia was Super Showdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Oh, okay, go on. What were you saying?
the working title for it, the one that was like in the rumor mill for the couple of for the week beforehand or whatever it was. WWE Sands of Time, and then someone realized that the main event was Goldberg and Undertaker, and they went, "Yeah, that's like that's genuinely what they were calling it for." Like, I mean, it wasn't officially announced, but like that's where everyone was reporting that. Like,
WWE presents Relic.
yeah,
That's
Arc,
funny.
yeah, just WWE presents Ruin, which is probably more fitting word, but also there's I saw
WWE presents 1.8 rating.
WWE presents Nostalgia.
Yeah. But
I saw like kind of a leaked card as well.
yeah.
Where with like just matches on it were Finn Balor versus Andrade for the Intercontinental title.
Cool.
Kevin Owens and Kofi Kingston rematch for the WWE title.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon versus Roman Reigns. There was one other that was actually intriguing enough. Oh, what was it? It wasn't for the US title. It was. I can't remember. If it comes back to me, I'll tell you. But like it didn't seem like the worst card ever. Like it seemed okay. It seemed fine, but like
still,
it's Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, exactly. The main event is Goldberg versus Undertaker. I mean, I can't get like it's so funny because if this was even 10 years ago, I would be so pumped for this. But like, it's 2019. Like, it's been.
Do what I'm so afraid is what's going to happen.
What?
We're eventually going to get Taker versus Sting in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it genuinely could happen.
Yeah, like that terrifies me.
You know what I'm shocked isn't announced.
What?
A Kurt Angle match, and literally like it's not out of the realms possibility that like a month after he retires that they're going to bring him back out.
He's going to be in the Battle Royal.
Oh my good God, he is, yeah, definitely.
They need 50 men, like.
What obscurities are they going to bring out this year? Because remember the last one they did, and they brought out like Babatunde and like
Hornswoggle.
Tucker Knight. Remember they brought out Tucker Knight, like one half of Heavy Machinery, and not even.
Yeah. Yeah, they brought out that replacement for Yokozuna.
Yeah, can't even remember his name. No one can remember his name. No one knows where he is now.
Okay. Will we get into the Money in the Bank?
Yeah, I have the card there. I have the card there. Let's run this down. Right. I must say before we start, I'm not the most excited for it. But
yeah.
Look,
Go on.
I might be pleasantly surprised to come on the show. Who knows?
Yeah.
So first up, we'll start things on the pre-show. So kick things off with a tag team match. It is the current SmackDown Tag Team Champions Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan taking on the Usos in a non-title match.
Why is it non-title?
Because the Usos are on Raw.
Then what? Oh my god!
Like, I know this match literally makes no sense, but so who do you have why?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Bryan and Rowan.
Yeah. Like, again, like I said, like I was thinking about this match today, and I was like, this literally makes no sense, because even if like it was like the correct circumstances, like if it was like the Usos were still on SmackDown and it was non-title, I'd be like, okay, that makes a bit more sense, because you can have the Usos win and then have a build towards a title match. But the fact that the Usos aren't on Raw, aren't on SmackDown, but they can still appear on SmackDown as per the wild card rule, and it's just so confusing and doesn't make sense. And
what's the point of having them on a show if they can't challenge for that show's titles? You know,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go Brian and Rowan too because they just won the titles. So,
and I think the Revival might get involved here, just for the crack.
Why not? Yeah, literally, why not? Next match is again on the pre-show. It is the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, obviously, and it is current champion Tony Nese defending his title against Arya Daivari. Who do you have and why?
Tony Nese just won the title. Arya Daivari doesn't seem like a star that is big enough to take the title, so Tony Nese.
Well, hand on my heart, I don't care about this one. I don't find Tony Nese compelling in the slightest. I genuinely cannot get invested in him.
But he's meant to be a babyface, and he comes out and counts his abs. Who wants to cheer for that?
No, but he is a far better heel. He is the blandest. He is the blandest babyface ever.
He's like the Miz when the Miz first turned when he was with Ric Flair.
Yeah, that was so bad. And Arya Daivari is cool. He's I like that they're trying to make him a big heel, but it's not working for me. It's just I'm not interested in this feud. I'm going to Nese to retain as well.
See, they put Buddy Murphy on Raw, but SmackDown? What has he done since he come in?
He came out on a dark segment that didn't even air on TV, called out Mustafa Ali, and then that was it. That was like 2 weeks ago.
For fuck's sake!
Sure, Aleister Black is on SmackDown and still hasn't. He's been doing vignettes.
And somehow we need Roman Reigns on both brands.
We need Shane McMahon on both brands.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But I'm going to go Tony Nese to retain as well because I think I'm going to give them another pay-per-view build to get Tony Nese relevant and get him somewhat interesting. But,
yeah. The thing is, right, on SmackDown, they're literally sellotaping tag teams together, and they put they split Aleister Black and Ricochet. What was the point in that?
Well, it was what everyone wanted, so
people wanted them split.
Yeah, everyone, if you check Twitter, everyone was saying oh, they're good as a tag team, but we all know how great they are single stars. So
yeah, but they're doing nothing now. So
and Ricochet's doing stuff.
Ricochet, yeah, but
I know.
Ricochet is doing stuff because he's the flippy guy in the ladder match, but
yeah, I'm worried.
He'll be telling, yeah, because he's not going to win the match. So.
Oh God, no. But okay, so both got Tony Nese. That's fine. The next match is the WWE United States Championship match. It is United States Champion Samoa Joe defending his title against Rey Mysterio. Who do you have and why?
Samoa Joe.
I'm worried for this one.
Why?
Because Samoa Joe just beat Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania in 55 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that Rey needs to get his win back.
Rey can afford to lose.
But they brought his son into it too. So I don't know. What I think might happen is Samoa Joe might do something to Dominic. He might say something, or I don't know if he'll hit him, but he might say something to him. Or he might grab him or something. And I don't think Rey will get himself disqualified because Rey is the ultimate babyface. He is pure. He is pure and honest and good. So yeah. I think he might just he might lose control. He might lose his temper, and then Joe will capitalize and choke him out. So I'm gonna go Joe. I have a bad feeling about it that Rey might win it, but I'm gonna go Joe.
Fair enough.
Yeah. The next match is the WWE Championship match. WWE Championship defending his title against Kevin Owens. Who'd you have him with?
Kofi. He just won the title. I don't know. I've no explanation for these.
We differ on this one.
You were going Kevin Owens.
I'm going Kevin Owens.
Oh no, I don't want it. I want Kofi to have a lengthy enough title reign.
See, because I'm putting too much faith in WWE, but because you want that so much, that is exactly why Kevin Owens should win. Make him the ultimate heel. Make him the guy who ripped it away from Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, it makes sense,
soon,
but
so soon as well.
Yeah, probably makes sense. Like it kind of like the Christian thing when Christian won the title and Randy Orton beat him for it.
Yeah, except Randy was a babyface for some reason.
I forgot about that.
They made Christian the bad guy in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like Kevin Owens should win. I'm 100% down for Kevin Owens being WWE champion. I'm happy with the fact that Kofi Kingston didn't even lose the SmackDown after Mania. I think he works better as well as a chaser rather than like as a champion, even though he's been really good as a champion. In the short period he's had it, but I think you can tell more of a story with him chasing the belt, and especially with Xavier and Big E and stuff like coming back soon enough. Like I think there's a lot you can make this last with something.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm going to go Kevin Owens to become the new WWE champion.
That's fair enough.
It's bold, but I'm confident.
Go on, what's next?
The next match is the Steel Cage match. It is Shane McMahon versus The Miz inside the Steel Cage. Would you have him like?
I don't know. This is another one. Shane McMahon, like, because Shane wins. Lol, I know Shane won at WrestleMania, but like, he has that weird posse now that he hangs around with. Like, so I know the Steel Cage is designed to keep him out, but you know that never ever happens. So I'm gonna go Shane McMahon.
That's fair enough. I'm going to go The Miz. For reasons I'll get into in a minute.
Did you see that Shane McMahon legitimately injured his dad?
Yeah, I saw he broke a rib.
No, he wasn't supposed to get into the ring.
Wasn't he?
No, that's what he said. He said he wasn't supposed to get into the ring, and
so Shane broke his rib.
Shane was like, "Just follow my lead."
So Shane punished him.
Brought him into the ring, and then just kneed him in the stomach.
And cracked his rib.
Oh, Shane loves getting carried away.
Follow my lead because he is Shawn Michaels. Because Shane is the epitome of wrestling excellence. How many 5-star matches do you have, Shane?
Oh my god, it's pretty funny.
That is it. All right, so we've got you're going for Shane. I'm going for Miz. The next match is the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship match, the first of two matches for Becky Lynch. It is champion Becky Lynch defending her title against Charlotte Flair. Do you have one?
Which one do you think is going to go on first?
See, that depending on that kind of dictates what I'm picking, and I'm going to say Becky and Lacey go on first. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to say Becky and Lacey goes on first.
Yeah.
I'll tell you my reasoning for this is because, like, and again, it's putting way too much faith in WWE, but I think Becky and Lacey will go on first. Becky is going to beat Lacey, but Lacey is going to have it's going to be really. I think it's going to be a coming out party of sorts for Lacey. It's going to show that she can work and that she can hang with the top of the card and stuff like that. And I think she'll beat Becky. It'll be a exhausting match, and then Charlotte will come out and pick the bones and win the title, because I feel like SmackDown's women's division has nobody.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. You know what I hate? And
What?
still irks me to this day. You know when they do this, like someone pulling double duty, and they lose the first match and win the second match. It irks me. It happened with Seth Rollins. Do you remember when he defended the United States Championship and the WWE Championship at the same night, and he lost to Cena first and then beat Sting afterwards? Yeah. That makes no sense. That makes zero sense.
Which is why, with my logic, I'm going Becky to win first and then lose, because that makes more sense. Plus, it looks like it takes two people to beat her. But I have a feeling what might happen is we might get a cash in.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to happen because they literally did it last year.
Yeah, I think, and here's what I'm predicting. I think she's gonna beat them both, and then there's gonna be a cash in.
You think there's gonna be a cash in?
I think there's gonna be a cash in, and I will get into who I think is going to be cashing in. But I think who wins it is going to cash in, and I have my idea on that. But I think Becky will just get over the line. She's going to beat Charlotte first, so you don't weaken Charlotte. But then you have her just beat Lacey, and then a cash in.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I can totally see it happening.
But then, how does the cash in work? If someone cashes in on her with the 2 belts, do they win 2 belts, or can they only cash in on 1?
I think it's only for the brand that you are on.
Fair enough.
I think, but so I'm gonna go Charlotte to win, because I feel like SmackDown, Becky can't be on both brands forever. Well, I don't know. She probably can. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go Charlotte to win. Just because she wins, it's easier to pick Charlotte. Next match is singles action. It is Roman Reigns versus Elias. Who do you have and why?
Roman.
Because Roman.
Yes.
Again, I'm going left field here. I'm picking Elias.
Okay.
Because I think this match is going to go on before the steel cage match. I think Shane's going to cause a distraction. Elias is going to wallop him with the guitar and pick up the win. And then later on in the night, Roman will repay the favor and either beat up Shane or cause a distraction to Shane for Miz to get the win.
That's fair enough. That could very well happen.
I think that makes sense. Yeah,
does make sense. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Elias. It's always hard to pick against Roman, but look, he has to lose eventually, and might as well have it be dirty. So
yeah.
Anyway, moving on. The next match. So these are the 3 matches I'm actually looking forward. Well, 4 matches I'm looking forward. First one is the Money in the Bank ladder match. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. It is Natalya versus Dana Brooke versus Naomi versus Bayley versus Mandy Rose versus Ember Moon versus Carmella versus Nikki Cross, who is stepping in for an injured Alexa Bliss.
Is that actually official?
That's confirmed now, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I didn't know that my whole pick now was compromised. I was gonna say that it was gonna be Sasha.
I thought it was going to be Sasha as well, but then I saw that it was announced that WWE have announced that it's Nikki Cross.
Okay, go through those names again.
Natalia versus Dana Brooke versus Naomi versus Bailey versus Mandy Rose versus Ember Moon versus Carmella versus Nikki Cross. This one's hard to predict. I think this one is so hard.
Yeah.
Because then
I tell you who I was going for. I was going for Alexa Bliss again.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't think they're going to do a 2-time winner just yet. I think it's still okay. I tell you who it's not going to be.
Who?
Not going to be Ember Moon, because she is going to be the spot monkey of this match. She's going to do an eclipse.
That's usually Naomi, isn't it?
She can also do it.
Yeah.
But no, but like, I would be happy with this match if Ember Moon does an eclipse off a ladder.
Yeah. Okay, I have my pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Mandy Rose.
Okay.
Because I feel like out of everyone, she needs it most, and she's a heel.
See, Mandy is a good shout, bar the fact that I don't trust. See, I don't know what's happening with Sonya Deville. I don't know, like, if they're friends or if they're uneasy, and it's such a roller coaster relationship, like, week to week, that, like, it's hard to say. Like,
but again, it goes back to their writing. There's no end game with it. It was the same with Bailey and Sasha for so long. Like, they're literally writing week to week. They don't know what it is themselves. So how are we supposed to know? You know?
Yeah. I tell you who I was going to pick originally, if it was going to be the case. I was going to pick Sasha if she was going to be announced for this, because I was going to have her kick Bailey off the ladder at the very end to get the briefcase, and like as revenge for when Bailey kicked her off the pod in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
But obviously she's not in the match, so can't pick her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Bailey.
Bailey's too nice to hold a briefcase, though.
It'll be an interesting path for her character to take.
Well, if she's winning it, she's losing the cash-in.
You don't know. She might turn heel.
Nah, she's going to lose the cash-in if she's winning. I'm going to go Mandy Rose anyway. I think Mandy Rose makes sense.
Mandy Rose does make sense, but I don't trust Sonya Deville.
Yeah. Don't trust WWE either.
Well, yeah. See, loads of people are asking for Dana Brooke to win.
Yeah, could see it happening too. But
yeah, genuinely, right? I don't see why everyone loves Dana Brooke so much. I don't get it.
Harsh.
No, but it's not harsh, because I don't understand why. Like, it just, to me personally, like, she does not captivate me as a wrestler. So I don't get like why everyone feels. I don't know. Like, she just, like, when I watch her wrestle, I don't feel enamored with it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it just seems like out of nowhere, everyone's been like, Dana Brooke needs to win. Like, but I mean, she might win. I don't know. I don't really. If she does, I'll be indifferent. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bailey. Just, why not? Why the hell not? Next match is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and it is Sami Zayn versus Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin versus Mustafa Ali versus Finn Balor versus Andrade versus Randy Orton. Who do you have and why?
Run through those names again.
Sami Zayn, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Mustafa Ali, Finn Balor, Andrade, and Randy Orton.
There's two that stand out to me.
There's two that stand out to me as well.
I'm feeling they're probably the same. Two that stand out to me are Andrade and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Sami Zayn because I feel like they're investing in that character a lot. Like they're allowing him to go on. They're allowing him to script. Would rumor would have you believe they're he's not taking scripts. He's writing it himself. It fits the character. So why not? Why not give him the briefcase? He deserves it.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm also going Sami Zayn, because I was going Andrade up until the point where Braun got taken out of the match and replaced with Sami Zayn, because I was like, okay, Ricochet is going to be doing the massive spot. So is Mustafa Ali. Finn's got the IC title. It's not going to be Baron Corbin. He's already won it. It's not going to be Braun again. He already won it. Drew and Andrade were the only viable options.
Yeah.
And Drew, I don't think Drew doesn't need it. I don't think, because he doesn't feel like a cash-in guy. Whereas Andrade feels like slimy enough that he could. But Andrade is probably entering into an IC title feud with Finn Balor next, and he should win that belt. So I'm gonna go Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn would be fantastic.
Who's not to say that he could still enter an IC title feud like Rob Van Dam held both at once.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I mean, I think it's between the two of them. I think one of the two of them is taking it. But because I picked Bailey, who's on SmackDown to win, I'm gonna pick Sami, who's on Raw.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But I think Sami would be really good with it. Especially, I think the promos he's cutting now, combine that with the Money in the Bank, and it's you have money, for lack of a better term. And finally, the main event, or what I assume would be the main event, I don't know, is the WWE Universal Championship match. It is Universal Champion Seth Rollins taking on AJ Styles. Who do you have in mind?
I have Seth, but it's going to be an incredible match, and I cannot wait for it.
See, I'm so not excited for it that I'm looking forward to it more because my expectations are so low.
Why?
Because I'm just, I don't know why, but I'm just not excited for this pay-per-view at all. And like, don't get me wrong, like obviously, I've been looking forward to Rollins Styles, but because of what happened with Styles Nakamura, I'm just like, I don't trust them.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep my expectations low, and if it's good, I'll be extra happy with it. But if it's not, I'll be indifferent to it.
That's fair enough.
I'm also going to go Rollins as well with this one. I think, and I think we might see an AJ heel turn.
You reckon?
I reckon this might be the start of a program, and if AJ's been the heel of the feud so far, like they're both babyface, and AJ's been the one being more, heely. So I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but what would be cool is if Seth won and then the show ended with Bray Wyatt coming out and leveling him.
See, I'd like something like that.
I think everyone would like something like that, but the chances there.
Yeah, true.
So that is Money in the Bank. Looking forward to it, Jack? Yeah, I'm iffy about it. Like, I'm looking forward to Rollins Styles, both ladder matches, and Kingston Owens.
Like if it just seems like WWE are resigned to the fact that they're up against probably the biggest show finale ever in Game of Thrones, and they're just not putting any effort into, because they're like no one's gonna watch.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like a weird card to me. But are you going to watch it?
I'll be still in exams with college, so probably not. But ask me again on Sunday, because I might change my mind.
I'll definitely be watching it anyway, so
that's fair enough.
I'll keep you posted. But Yeah. Okay, so we both got Brian and Rowan, both got Nice, both got Joe. You've got Kingston, I've got Owens. You got Shane, I've got Miz. You got Becky, I've got Charlotte. Uh, we both got Becky for Becky versus Lacey. You got Roman, I've got Elias. You got Mandy, I've got Bailey. We both got Sami Zayn. We both got Seth Rollins. So we differ on a few.
Yeah.
We're also entering into the very first match of the new Josh and Stu Predictions League. So we'll have to be getting our their new G1 format. We'll be starting at Money in the Bank, and we'll have to get our predictions out to them.
Do we know who we're up against?
No. I thought it was Outsiders Wrestling, but we're in different blocks, so I don't know who we're facing now.
Whoever it is, fuck you.
So much more confusing now. I'll have to look again, but we'll send that out there in a minute. So yeah, that's been it. That's been everything. It's been a very depressing week. It's been a very depressing.
Well, very mixed week.
Well, yeah, I mean,
when you look at the business as a whole.
Yes, it was good.
Yeah.
Best for Junior start, which has been pretty good so far.
The only way is up, I suppose, is the best way of looking at it.
When you're at the bottom of the hill, you can't go any lower. So
exactly. So yeah.
We'll talk next week because we have to run down everything that's happened and Money in the Bank, and we're going to be predicting AEW
the inaugural episode, the inaugural show of AEW, which I'm very excited for.
I'm very excited for it too. The card is absolutely stacked. I cannot wait to predict that show. I'm very much looking forward to that show. That is next week, so stay tuned for that for next week, where we will be running down that card. But as of now, enjoy Money in the Bank. Try and cheer up. Try and stay positive, and we will talk to you soon.
Hang in there. Hang in there, my friend.